So, hello everybody. Today I wanted to do something totally different. Today I'm gonna tell you my story. Well, I hope it will not be so long. I will chop and cut it. But for now, let's go back into the start. So, yeah, I was young. My days into computer world started when I was 7 years old, when I actually got my first computer that my father got from a university. It was like a big box of nothing fancy as it's today, and it was just browsing and bunch of old games like what was it, Civilization 2, Red Alert, and all those Age of Empires after. So what you could do back in those days was like you could either play a few games and floppy disk games like Duke Nukem, if anybody knows about it, and the rest of the days you could just browse into your internet. And I tell you, you browse like hours and hours and billion of hours. Like you could search from something that it would be educational to something that would be so freaking dark. Like I will not say it, but there were sites back in the days that they were pretty dark. Like I tell you, dark. So yeah, and well, back in those days, being a nerd, as you called, it was not that cool name as it's nowadays. It was like you could be like the fop kid. Yeah, it was a joke. But yeah, it was hard, and I was got really bullied back in the days by being a nerd, by being that kid that was always in front of a computer, in front of a screen, playing games, playing CS:GO, Lineage, MU Online, and all these amazing games. I tell you, they were amazing games. Diablo, uh, you name it. I played everything, but I always had the virus, like the computer virus, let's say, that I was hooked into computers, I was learning fast, and I was also hooked into art. And I loved drawing, I loved creating, and though my family didn't actually approve of that, they were approving of my art, but they were not approving it as a real-time job. And well, they actually wanted me to be a doctor, as my whole family was. So I was studying and studying and studying, and from too much study, I passed into medicine. And I went into medicine for 2 years, but well, that was another story that it's not that much of anything, because I was studying and then I was coming back home and I was playing games. And I was hosting games, and I was so hooked into games that I actually was going into medical university, and I was like this, like a zombie, because all night I was playing, of course. So, after leaving medicine, I came back to Greece, and I was like, well, you learned so much in medicine, so what you going to do? Well, give me a second, I'm gonna lit a cigarette. Which is bad, and I know it, but I knew a lot about medicine, and I knew about a lot about computers. So what I had to do, I had to mix it. So I went and did medical informatics in computers, and learning about databases, about hospitals, and all this stuff. It was really cool, but there was not much, and I didn't really enjoy it. And a rule that I always say today, but I didn't think of it back in the days, is like, do what you love, because if you don't do what you love, you will do it you will do it just to do it, and you'll be miserable your whole life. Like, I skipped the F word. Yeah, sorry. So after finishing that, I went into a hospital and I worked a couple of months, and I was like, I don't like this thing. I'm not dedicated into this thing. So I was like, leave it. Do something that you love. And I went and I did interior design because I loved drawing, I loved designing, I love the whole thing of remaking the places and all that. And I went and did it for 2 years in a private college, and after finishing it, I was like, is it that what I want? And I had a couple of teachers into the college that said to me like, bro, you're good at computers, you're good at drawing, you're good with Photoshop, you're good with games, do something with that, you're really good. And I started researching about doing this thing, and I found Vancouver Film School, and I sent some messages and I contacted them, and they talked with me, and then something bad happened. Life is like that, and shit happens. So, as I said, something bad happened. My dad was really sick, and he went into the hospital, and he had a big surgery in the heart, and he was like 8 months into intensive care, and I had to support my family as being the only child, so I had to stay in Greece and continue my studies into interior design. And after finishing my studies in interior design, like in the second year of that, my father passed away. And well, I couldn't do anything about it, and I had to stay here to support my mother, to support my family. And after finishing that, I sat down with my mother and I told her like, look, I wanna go and do something with my life. I need to do this because here I'm trapped. I'm totally trapped, like I'm suffocating. So I went to the army. I did my thing for my country, and after finishing the army, I went to Vancouver to do my thing. And I went into Vancouver Film School and I did game design. Um, it was really fascinating and I loved it. It was 1 year, the college. It was pretty hard. Like, I tell you, it was very hard. And after finishing it, I tried to find a work. It didn't actually work out, but I came back and I worked into another city in Athens, and then I came back into Thessaloniki, and I started working as a freelancer. But as working as a freelancer, all this time I was also working into my first YouTube back in the day, which was mostly playing League of Legends, which is, it's a good game, but it's too much toxic for me. Like, I actually figured it out after a bit, and I made this YouTube and I had so many videos uploaded, but it was not working because I was too toxic myself. I became toxic because I was really competitive. So I left that YouTube, and at 2018, after doing so much, I created GameSnackBytes. And GameSnackBytes was supposed to be like funny little games, not not too much dedication, not too much competitive gaming, and playing from mobile games to MMORPGs to doing everything else. And it's been like 2 years that I have this YouTube, but at some point I stopped it before summer of 2020 because I had to work, because having YouTube and Twitch together was not paying the bills for me to be able to live. And I went to work as a bartender into a beach bar. And coming back from 2020 summer, I sat down and I said, well, you need to go back into your streaming and your YouTube. But streaming was too much time, too consuming, too much dedication, too much time for not being able to make something from me. So I left the stream. I kind of do some streams from time to time, but not so dedicated as I did before. I did 24/7 streams. Like, it was crazy, I tell you. And now I want to do something different with my stream. I want to do something different with my YouTube. As you saw, I started different kind of videos. I did a trailer, and well, that it's my life. I hope you enjoyed what I said. I hope you like it, and I hope what I will make next you will really enjoy. I have some big ideas. I hope I can make them, because quarantine doesn't really help me do all these things. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you watch it until the end, I hope I brought some motivation into you for keep doing what you love, keep doing what you want to do, and I hope you see my channel. Until next time, bye bye.